Yo. So this is the Blade. So I'm back with another tap in, another no matter how you slice it, right? So I just wanted to tap in with y'all really quick to share some thoughts. I wanted to talk about the recent face-offs that have come out from this Till Death Do Us Part battle card. Brought to us by URL TV and Drizzy Drake Champagne Poppy. And so let's talk about it, right? First face off that came out was Nitty versus T-Rex. Keep it a buck, man. I really wasn't that impressed. I wasn't really entertained. It seemed like they both was trying to do their little, WWE slick talking, talking back and forth to each other, which I understand, sell the fight, right? It just, there wasn't no real vibe in the room. You can always tell when, like, it's some put on and when it's like, oh, okay, this is something real, right? So, they talking, they slick talk back and forth to each other, which, I can't really complain about because when I watched it, I could tell that they had genuine respect for each other. So, I say that to say I guess it's hard to, try to put on that machismo, when you really fuck with somebody. So I'm not mad about that, but I just wasn't super hyped from the face off. Now the battle could be raw, right? But more importantly, I want to jump on the LUX and Geechi face off. Now, I was very, very satisfied. Reason being is because similarly, just like the Rex and Nitty, Geechi and Lux had a lot of respect for each other. Like, they were both very, very candid, very, very respectful. I like a lot of the things that were said about why this battle was important. Loaded Lux was very honest, very genuine. He even himself said that this would be a test for him. Just as far as what the same things that Lux always speaks about the whole battle journey just being a test to oneself, and you can't lie to yourself when you get into the battlefield because whatever chinks in your armor you got, they're gonna show. So he was just kind of building off of that similar message, and he was saying this is gonna be a test for me. And Geechi was saying the same thing. He's like we've seen Lux be very incredible in his career, but he was saying that this is gonna be a test for Lux just because of the setting. The battle is going to be in LA and it's going to be on a big stage. A lot of people feel like, Lux is not strong on a big stage or he doesn't have enough solid performances. But I disagree with that, and I'll tell y'all why later on. But very respectful face-off. They had their competitive talk, but it was the right way. Like, it wasn't all of this, I'm going to be on some bullshit just so we can have a face-off. Like, I can't stand that. Like, that's what I call the wrestling shit, the WWE shit. Like, yeah, like, be competitive, right? Talk your shit, but not to the extent that you got to be unrealistic. You know what I mean? So they were both giving each other their flowers, right? Geechi even said himself, he was like, this is going to be a test for me. Because Jay Black asked him, like, do you feel like this is one of your most important matches, if not the most? And Geechi kept it real. He was like, yeah, this will be, And so I just think we're going to have a classic, man. Lux is going to go in there and be Loaded Lux. We got people that are saying that Lux ain't got a shot with Geechi. That's unrealistic, man. That's unrealistic. To say Geechi can win, okay, valid. Lux don't have a shot, fuck out of here, man. And, in the face-off, Lux even says, he's like, there's a lot of theatrics and things that go on in battle rap, and he's like, I'm not mad at it, I welcome it because it makes a greater show. But he's like, we're going to showcase what this was. And he's like, I'm really a vanguard of the essence of what we bring to this, which is the penmanship. And I'm like, yeah, So points like that, it's like, how could you ever say that Lux doesn't have a shot with any battle? Like, it's Loaded Lux. We revere him because of the craftsmanship. I mean, come on, man. So, very respectful face-off, man. I am glad that you two gentlemen set the tone. Shout out to Jay Black. Shout out to URL, TV, Smack Beasley, everybody involved. man, Drake. So I'm excited for that because I know we're gonna get a classic, and that made me wanted to build off of another topic. Oh, DNA. Shout out to DNA. Respect for putting me on your platform because I remember when DNA had the Who's Next freestyle challenge, and all you had to do as an MC was just write about a minute worth of your rhyme and rhyme over the deep cover beat. So I did that. I did that joint like a day. Shot a video for it. And submitted it, and he put it on his page. I didn't win the contest, but it was a good look. I got more traffic and all of that. So, shout out to DNA. But I want to build on or address what he was saying on 15 Minutes of Fame on Restore Order Podcast. Shout out to 15 Minutes of Fame, Uncle Rock. Shout out to Restore Order Podcast, Swave, Ike P, Heavy Bags. Shout out to all of y'all. Side note, y'all, Referee Nelson from Cleveland did the graphics artwork, as well as a lot of other graphic work in the battle rap culture. So shout out to Cleveland, shout out to Ref, right? But so DNA was on there and he was talking about the whole hollow back and forth that he had, and he had broke all of that down. But in that same interview, they asked him about his back and forth with Lux. Because apparently Lux said that if DNA and him battle, DNA would be like a mannequin, right? I don't know what Lux meant, right? I mean, I kind of know. Like, I guess he's saying, like, you ain't going to be able to do nothing with me. It's just the lingo that I found that kind of funny. And so DNA was saying, like, if you think I'm a mannequin, like, get me in the room. Like, let's battle, right? Respect, right? Because let me start off with this. DNA is somebody who we have to respect. You gotta give it up for him because, I mean, it's obvious that he's been in this sport, in this industry since he was young, right? So you got a chance to grow and mold yourself and hone your craft around some of the best in the culture. He was a part of NYB. Him, Hollow the Dime, Math Hoffa. I think Hands was a part of it. I think what's the other cat? D Chambers. I think they all was a part of it. If I'm wrong, y'all can correct me in the comments, but y'all know what I'm referencing. So, point being, DNA has grown up around all of these nice cats. He came from Grind Time. So, Swave was over there. Like, he's been around, nasty MCs. And my complaint always was, the gun bars, because it just wasn't believable from a person like DNA. I didn't think that suited him. Same thing with like a Conceited. There's just certain people that, it just don't make sense for you, right? So I always commend the MCs who don't do that and they do what is natural and genuine and what works, because that's what this is about, right? So DNA has not only been around for years and consistently built up his profile. Got some losses, got some wins, but, very experienced and probably been in every setting of this, small room, big room, out of state, wherever, overseas, whatever, right? And so you got to give it to him based off that. I commend the fact that he has put down the guns and now he's no gun bar DNA. Respect, because I've been waiting for that. I'm like, yo, if you don't stop with the little fingers and shit, like, none of that is sellable, man. I don't buy it. Not me. Maybe someone else, right? But commend him for that. So he's consistent. He's proven. He's evolved. Now he's a lot more potent. If you watch the Lou Castro and the Geechi battles and Vixen, way more effective because, niggas ain't looking at you like, does he do that? Ain't nobody doing that, right? So now niggas can't say that, right? And he said that he feels like he deserves a Lux battle. Also, while he was on the podcast, someone in the comment section was saying, why does Lux deserve DNA? Now, DNA didn't say that, but I don't feel like he disagreed with the comment. Let's just say this, man. Let's keep it real. It don't matter how many fucking battles you got. It don't matter how much you've battled. There are certain things that will forever separate calibers. And that's substance. That's what you do. That's what you put in. DNA just recently became substantial for me. For me. Substantial. Meaning I took something from that. You gave me something. You didn't just entertain me with how to gun to do this and all that. Right? Theatrics. So you've just now arrived to the substance party. Meanwhile, Loaded Lux has been known for this, even in his gun bar days, right? So let's ask ourselves, is there really a dynamic of this where we can actually say, why would Lux deserve DNA? Come on, man. Let's get real. Let's get real, man. Let's get real. DNA, I am proud of you, but why would we look for a Loaded Lux battle from you? What are we looking for in that? See, we in a day and age now where, because there's such a high output of battles, this shit is like the fast food era with battles. We don't even get a chance to really absorb them because there's a new card out the next week. I'm not mad at that. But this is how we get to this point of prisoners of the moment. Cat had 2-3 battles and then they be like, oh, this nigga's the greatest. Like, short memories, bruh. Short memories. Like, why would I want to see a DNA Lux battle? What am I looking to figure out? What are we looking to see? Like, it makes sense with Geechi and Lux. It's like, okay, generation clash, style clash, Lux proving himself in a new area, Geechi proving himself. Like, DNA Lux, no hate DNA, but there's nothing that's motivating about that battle as far as me as a fan. Obviously you as the competitor, excuse me, y'all, you would have motivation to do that. This would be an obvious resume builder for you. And I know that you said that on 15 Minutes of Fame that you're not happy to be here. And I don't know if he was really 100% genuine. Maybe he was just saying that to say, like, I'm not a fan, like I'm not on fan mode. Maybe that's what you meant. If not, okay, I could be wrong. But that's definitely a notch on DNA's belt. Hell, the fucking A-Verb battle didn't have to happen for me. Certain people might need to see shit because they only have a limited perspective. But cats with the perspective of craftsmanship and MCing, we know what we're looking for and what might come of a battle and if it makes sense. DNA and Verb did not make no fucking sense. And really, I'm more blaming Verb for that because he had come off Mook and Lux and then you come back for DNA. Like, what the fuck, man? What are we doing? But again, fast food era, Easy was going to battle Mook. Now, obviously that would have made sense for Easy's profile, right? Especially if he won. But if he did well, it's a win, regardless, right? Now, that's one of the battles that we would all consider as an end game battle. You get a Mook or a Lux and you do well, end game. That's what everybody's saying, right? My question is, if it is an end game battle, why would an MC take another opponent after him? Because that's what people are doing. Like, Verb did it. Geechi's going to do it. Geechi's going to take someone after Lux. He's not going to retire. So it's like there's no hierarchy. There's no order. Everybody can run around talking the shit that they want to talk because battles aren't sanctioned. Now, if you get on caffeine, you get a fan vote. But guess what? Niggas going to be back next card. How do you really maintain a hierarchy? This is where the respect and the resume gets lost in the mix. Because short memory fans, young fans, new fans, it's all, now everybody's on the same level. And that's not true. Niggas are not on the same level. Niggas are in the same field. They're in the same sport. But what happened to earning your opponents? Come on. So, in closing, all I want to say is shout out to URL TV and Drake Champagne Poppy for the Till Death Do Us Part card. I cannot wait to see that. I'm going to be watching. Shout out to 15 Minutes of Fame and Restore Order Podcast. Shout out to DNA. Shout out to everybody. And we're going to keep chopping it.